jump up as high as you can, land on your heel. Did anybody enjoy that? No. No, I haven't heard a couple audible groans. So same thing, if everybody jumps up again, but now land on your forefoot. And number one thing, I realized how much quieter it was. One more time, jump up, but when you land, give it a little squat and come back up. Almost silent, nice. So as we're running today, particularly if you're coming more from the roadside, not only is it getting used to feeling like you're landing on that forefoot, but work with a shorter stride, kind of landing right underneath the body. It gives you a lot more control with it. So a trail blaze, you'll see either painted, it's gonna be a color painted on a tree, or like a metal circle or a diamond on there. They're basically your map on the trail. If you see just one on a tree, it means you're on the trail. Keep going that way. The other thing you'll see is two. You're either gonna see a lower one and a higher one, or a lower one and a higher one. That means the trail is gonna turn the direction of the higher one. So if you have a low one and a high one on the right, it means that trail you're on is about to turn to the right. Similarly, if the high one's on the left, your trail is about to turn to the left. The other combination you'll see is two on the bottom with one on the top, means that's where that trail starts. Two on the top, one on the bottom, is that's where that trail ends. A little bit of blood flowing, you got in the sun, see some zippers coming down, some hats coming off, so we're actually like out in the nicer weather now. So I want to chat a little bit about just kind of trail running in general. So much of the culture on the trails is so much more about enjoying your environment. There are very few places that you get to engage all five senses as much as you do when you're out on the trail. Enjoy the views, enjoy the sights, sounds, and smells that you normally don't get in your everyday life when you're at work, in the office, sitting in traffic in your car. It's really easy to get wound up in a lot of that. So take the time to come out here and really soak this in. It's for where we live, we're incredibly privileged to have as many trails here in Harriman State Park as we do, let alone the surrounding area. Something that I've always really appreciated, that even anywhere from people that have never been on trails before to some of our professional athletes that I've met, everyone is an extremely genuine and kind person when you get out on the trails, and you'll make some of your best friends in your entire life just out running through the woods. How many people in the group have kids? Okay. How many people in the group are at least near kids, like nieces, nephews, anything like that? Maybe like 2 degrees from kids. What happens when you let a kid loose outside?
Wild child.
Yes.
Returns to nature.
Exactly. So much of being out on the trail and so much of us for it at Salomon is recapturing that part of it. Just that willingness to play and that desire to get out there and have fun. So everything we're doing today, and hopefully what you'll take with you, is just go out on the trails to play, to have a good time, to enjoy yourself. You know, some days just leave the GPS watch at home, just go run and have a good time. So to kind of kick that off a little bit, we are going to use this very fun hill that we just got to come up to actually start the first portion of our workshop, which is working uphill. So we're all going to head over a little bit. Talk a little bit about how to get up them. A lot of it revolves around what we were talking about at the beginning, that landing on the forefoot and having that shorter, quicker stride, really rebounding off that forefoot as you're going up. So really trying to use that free energy. What we're trying to avoid is that overstriding and kind of reaching out, because at that point you're kind of putting the brakes on. Shorter, quicker turnover with it, getting a little bit of rebound to kind of propel you up the hill. So much of this hill we can kind of concentrate a bit more on energy conservation. So when you get to the top, you're a little fresher, ready to start running again, as opposed to just being totally gassed when you get to the top. Good.
Nice spray.
But just kind of pump your arms really fast in place. Do a little faster. Do a little faster. Yeah, you notice how your hips kind of start moving on their own? Legs are super tired. You do have these. So if you get a little swing going, that's going to help you get up the trail as you're going, as opposed to just running and kind of keeping that rigid soldier like I'm carrying a tray full of treats. We're not made or D's out here today. So really get the arms into it when you come up, and just think of it a little bit today. Even if it's the first time, don't be afraid of it looking a little bit silly. Just experiment kind of over exaggerating a little bit with the arms, and you'll be amazed how much just that little extra bit of arm pump will really naturally drive you forward. What's up, Glenn?
Yeah, there we go.
Woo! Yeah, give John some love. Nice, buddy. There you go. Excellent with the arms, man. Beautiful. That short, quick stride, get your arms involved. They'll really help you out a lot. Like Glenn said, you know, your feet and arms will always move together. So next thing we're gonna do, we have another little bit down the trail that we're gonna run a little bit. Has anybody used trekking poles before? Or walking sticks? Nice. Probably gonna borrow you guys. So something we want to address a little bit, if your terrain does get aggressive and technical enough, or if you feel like it's something that can really help you, trekking poles can come in extremely handy in that situation. So we're just gonna real briefly kind of overview how to use these, and then anybody that would like to, you're more than welcome to try them here, more than welcome to use them for the rest of the route if you would like. So first and foremost, if you get a pair of these and they have these fun loops on top, there is technically a right and a wrong way to put your wrist through this loop. The norm that everybody sees, it's not your ideal way of doing it. Does anybody know why?
You're not bearing your weight on the pole properly.
Nailed it. So for the vast majority of it, I'm having to grip this pole in order to support myself there. I don't have fantastic grip strength, so my hands are gonna get tired real fast doing that. Even if you do have great grip strength, at some point you get tired having to grip, your forearms getting tense, you're tensing up your whole torso. Your best way is you're going through the bottom of it and down this way onto it. So effectively, I'm not actually holding that pole. All that weight is going onto my arm to push me up, so I don't have to use grip strength to hold it. The easiest way to get used to them is just go on the trail, your front yard, wherever it may be, let them just hang off your wrists and just walk. Just walk normally, because naturally your arms swing when you walk, and you get used to the poles coming next to you, and then all you do is those poles just come up and you catch them and keep that same stride going.
But it has a lot of weight.
So this portion of it is all about the downhill. Embrace it, accept it, love it, enjoy it, don't fear it, don't worry about it, have a blast. Like we showed earlier, you see a lot of people put on the brakes and kind of pull back, and you're kind of going downhill like this. Not only is that really exhausting and really taxing on your quads, it also takes a really long time to do. You're gonna go where you look, so if I'm looking right there, I'm probably gonna end up right there. So get used to kind of looking down the trail, even to that first bend. As you get used to it, even down to that trail blaze that's all the way down there. So you're kind of already planning out. For folks that ski, it's the same phrase, finding your line. By the time I get to that bend in the trail there, I'm already looking around that bend, so I already know what's coming. Because if I wait until I get there to look around it, it's almost too late for me to realistically be able to react to that. Because if you just like pull the emergency brake and just stick that foot out, that's probably when you're gonna launch over and get the mouth full of dirt. Your easy way to do it is thinking back to the old high school sports days, little quick feet is your way to slow yourself down. So if I'm going down this trail and I have bigger strides, just kind of speeding up that stride is my way to slow down, as opposed to coming down and just like, oh no, stick the foot out, and then that's when. So you're just gonna lean forward until you start to fall, and then just go down the hill. There you go. So that feeling where you kind of feel like you're gonna fall forward if I let go?
Yeah, I'm gonna fall forward.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let go. Ready? That's the feeling. No, that's the feeling that we want. Is that kind of leaning forward. Perfect. And then just let it flow down the hill. Just staying relaxed. There we go. Just give me a little bit of a lean forward. A little bit of, there we go. That little bit of a lean.
When you're gonna let go, I'm gonna run, right?
Exactly. So you ready? Here we go. A little bit of a lean. Nice. And then just speed up the speed and slow down. Yeah. Nice, light and easy. Perfect. Let's send it. Good.
Yeah.
Balance you, help you with the weight. It'll help you around a turn when you're going. So let the arms go a little bit. It also makes for really fantastic photos when you have one of these going down the trail. So have a good time with it. Let it counterbalance you a bit. Kind of a common language. Always be polite and courteous to everyone else on the trails, whether they're hiking, running, biking, whatever they're doing. If you're coming up behind someone, give them a warning, and on your left or on your right is fantastic to let them know that that's the side you're going to pass on. And I always like to equate it to changing lanes. Just because you put your turn signal on doesn't mean you get a go. Wait for the opening. So if you yell on your left, wait until you actually see them move to the side, because they might not have a chance. There might be too much stuff near them. So wait until they move, and then you can pass on the left.
One runner is running downhill, one up.
Does anybody know the answer to that question? If one runner's going down, who gets the right of way? And that's
Faster person.
Yeah.
Downhill.
and any votes? We got it? Anybody else want to give it a go?
Downhill's got the right of way.
The person going up has the right of way.
I give you some company.
So your uphill person, so if we're all running down us, that crew has the right of way because they're coming up the hill towards us. So always be respectful and courteousy of that, because basically we're all out here sharing the trails together. Everybody's kind of having their own way of experiencing it. For some of us, it's running out here enjoying it. For some of us, it's hiking. For some of us, it's the first time ever out in the woods. And if it's your first time ever hiking on the trail and some dude wings you as he's ripping down next to you, it's not the best experience to have. So always be courteous, give the right of way to uphill, and if you have to, there is absolutely nothing wrong with stopping and walking because there's a crowd coming by. Courtesy always comes first. Just come on through. We all get to enjoy these parks. By and large, where we parked today was free for everybody to park here. There was no entrance fee. So maintaining these parks is an extremely important thing. A really great way that you can handle that from your side is leave no trace. So if you carry it in, carry it out. We like to take it one step farther to the erase the trace. If you see a piece of trash on the trail when you're going by, if you have a vest on, just pick it up, throw it in your pocket, and then throw it away when you get back, just so we keep the beauty out here for everybody else. Salomon Running questions, we'll have you down at the bottom of the hill. Thank you guys so much for coming out today. You guys were a true delight to work with. Thank you.